I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Little cloud cover, not too hot. Little breeze through the stadium. Do they love the Chiefs here in Kansas City? They have sold nearly 70,000 season tickets. How about this atmosphere?
Oh, you know what? It's like a college game. I mean, the fans are going crazy out there, and the players, believe me, love this weather.
Kansas City has won the toss, and they will receive. So Tony Zendejas getting ready to kick it away with Chris Penn deep for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs 3-0, the Rams 1-2, and here we go at Arrowhead. Penn to his left to bring it in inside his 5. A flag on the play as he's brought down as he crosses the 25-yard line. We'll check the flag as we give you a look at Joe Montana heading onto the field. He received fluids intravenously this morning. He's been hit by a flu bug that has racked this Kansas City team. They lost as many as 20 players during the week to the flu. Up front, they say, guys, keep Joe Montana standing. The offensive line for Joe Montana, and then the running backs. Marcus Allen, Kimball Anders, the fullback, the wideouts, Willie Davis, J.J. Burden, and the tight end really emerging in the NFL is Keith Cash.
That's right. I tell you, the Chiefs today want to get that run game going, Joe, so it'll be interesting to see how early they do that.
With the penalty, the Chiefs start a hold on the kickoff return just outside their 15 in the first pass of the day, caught by Willie Davis. Give you a look at the Rams defense, trying to corral Joe Montana and this offense. Up front, good up front with Fred Stokes, Sean Gilbert, Jimmy Jones, and Robert Young, who is becoming one of the better defensive ends in the National Football League. The linebackers, Roman Pfeiffer, Shane Conlon, Joe Kelly, and the secondary, Darrell Henley, makes his second straight start. Marquez Pope, a heavy hitter at the safety spot for the Rams. Second down and 1. And Allen finds a first down.
No, Joe, Marty Schottenheimer told us yesterday that the Chiefs in their first 3 games have only started with the football inside their 20-yard line only 8 times. Field possession has been a key to them, and he feels a key to their success so far this season.
Special teams has been a strong suit for Marty Schottenheimer and his squad. His brother, Kurt Schottenheimer, is the special teams coach. First down and 10, just inside the 30. Willie Davis wide open and into Ram territory, down to the 44. Pickup of 26.
Joe, if the Rams are going to give Joe Montana the kind of time that they gave him on that play, and you watch it here, you'll see the pocket that forms, and just let's Joe sit back there, let's Willie Davis get into the zone. Joe Montana will eat you alive.
Montana 2 for 2 in the air in the opening possession, and the Chiefs have it first and 10 inside the Ram 45. Anders and Allen in the backfield behind Joe Montana. Marcus Allen inside the 40.
You know, Joe, so far this season, the Chiefs on every opening drive have marched right down the field and scored.
80 yards against the Saints, 67 against the 49ers, and in Atlanta, took only 28 yards and a touchdown, and they're on the move here at home against the Rams.
You know, it's like they're starting out the game with a 7-0 advantage before it even gets going. They're in the habit of taking the ball down and scoring right away.
Second down and 6. Little play action. Incomplete. Willie Davis, the intended receiver, and Todd Light was there defensively for the Rams.
You know, it's interesting. Paul Hackett told us yesterday, Paul Hackett, the coordinator for the Chiefs, told us that they wanted to get Joe Montana out of the pocket a little bit, roll him a little bit this way and that way, because they were concerned about the Rams' defensive line up front, and they didn't want to let Joe just sit back there.
So far, Joe Montana has started out this 1994 season. He is back in his old form, healthy, in great shape. Now facing a 3rd and 6. Over the middle, caught, first down. Danon Hughes makes the catch over the middle. The Chiefs play today without one of their top picks from this last draft, Lake Dawson. They're going to need something out of Danon Hughes.
Well, that's right, and he looks good on this. If you see him, he's got two defenders coming after him, and they're chasing him down. You're not going to see it, but they were chasing him down, and Montana laid the ball right out in front of Danon Hughes, and he pulled it in, and he just got over the place he had to go for the first down.
So a 1st and 10 for Kansas City. Montana gets rid of it. Marcus Allen was close, and Montana down on the play. The crowd trying to protect Joe Montana.
Well, Fred Stokes and Robert Young doing what the Rams really need to do today, and that's putting pressure on Montana, and then not only putting pressure on it, but putting the hit. Watch this right here. That's a sandwich right there, and that hurts.
2nd and 10. You had a chance to visit with the Rams before today's game, and you think they're fired up?
Oh, absolutely. I was down on the field, and Roman Pfeiffer said to me, we're going to win this game.
Montana has been sacked only 2 times that time, pressured, although he got rid of the football. The toss to Allen, not finding much, and tackled by Pfeiffer.
I tell you, the guy who made that play go was Fred Stokes, number 60, the right end for the Los Angeles Rams. You'll watch him here up at the top of your screen. Watch how he plays the blockers out. He gets into the tight end, Keith Cash, and he just works him, knocks off Kimball, and right there to make the play. I mean, he doesn't make the tackle, but he makes the play because he stuffs everything up on the outside.
A loss of 3, so 3rd and 13. Montana looking for help. Incomplete and nearly intercepted by Wyman Henderson.
You know, Joe, we talked before the game about Joe Montana and about Joe Montana's rhythm, and he gets into a rhythm in a football game, and if he does, like we said on one of those passes earlier, he'll sit back there and he'll kill you. But if the Rams can chase him out of the pocket, make him run around and look for things and disrupt the timing, they're going to be in this football game today.
On 4th and 13, the Chiefs are going to go for it.
Talk about confidence, huh?
They're in that in-between yardage with the new field goal rule. They'll give it a try on 4th and 13. Montana just got rid of it. Great coverage downfield, a little pressure up front. And the Rams hold defensively, and the string is broken. The Chiefs turn the ball over on down.
Really a great sign for the Rams.
Joe Montana and the Chiefs come up empty on their opening drive. Now the Rams have it, no score. Back at Arrowhead Stadium, Joe Buck and Tim Green. Well, the Rams defense certainly passed its first test of the day.
That's right. You see defensive coordinator George Dyer there. He's fired up.
Chandler on the first play of the day. Hands to Bettis, big yards. He got 4, maybe 5. Chris Chandler at the controls for the Rams. He cleaned up in last week's game at home against San Francisco. Makes the start in place of Chris Miller. Protecting him, Clarence Jones, Tom Newberry, Bern Brostek, Leo Goaz, and Jackie Slater. Bettis and Lester in the backfield. The wide receivers Hester and Anderson, and the tight end Troy Drayton. 2nd down. 4 yards to go. Bettis close to first down yardage. The defensive lineup for the Kansas City Chiefs. They are talented up front and in the back. Up front they have Darren Mickle, Dan Saliamua, Joe Phillips, and Neil Smith. Back at the linebacker spot now is Derek Thomas. He's joined by Tracy Simeon and George Jameson. And the secondary for Kansas City, Dale Carter, Charles Mincy at a free safety, playing in place of William White, who's bothered by a bad ankle, David Whitmore, and Mark Collins, formerly with the Giants. It'll be 3rd and inches as Bettis came up just short.
I think it might be 3rd and inch, Joe.
It really is close. And an early test now for the Kansas City defensive line.
Well, the Rams are doing exactly what you'd expect them to do. Come out and run the ball with Jerome Bettis.
You see number 70 head to the line. That's Wayne Gandy, a #1 pick who checks in. He is an eligible receiver. playing at a tight end spot on the left side, and Chandler picks up the first down.
Chandler gets the first down, and the Rams offensive line gets the surge. I mean, when you run a quarterback sneak like that, it's all about surge. And if the offensive line can get under those defensive linemen's pads and move them, just in this case, just an inch, but they moved them, I think, about a yard, you're going to get that first down.
So far, Chandler has yet to put the ball in the air. Howard Griffith checks into the backfield for the first time for Los Angeles. Good pass receiver. Chandler finds his tight end, Troy Drayton.
Pass is complete.
Chris Chandler getting the start out today. Former starter, and with a pinched nerve in his throwing shoulder is Chris Miller.
Well, we saw Chris Miller last week take a big hit from Dana Stubblefield, the defensive tackle for the 49ers. And since then, his productivity dropped in the game, and we found out that he was hurt. And then finally Chuck Knox took him out of the game and replaced him with Chris Chandler. And Chris Chandler looked very sharp in the last half of last week's game.
On 2nd and 3, Bettis. First down. The Rams checked in 3 wide receivers, but they still bang it up the middle with Jerome Bettis.
Yeah, they banged it up the middle, and Jerome Bettis picks up a couple yards after contact, which is what he does. Watch him here. He hits the line. He hits some traffic. You'll see him coming right off the left-hand side here. He hits the guys. The guys are in there. He gets stuck by the backers. They come up. Takes 3 to bring him down.
Jerome Bettis, only in his 2nd season. Last year's NFC Rookie of the Year. Opening drive for the Rams. Bettis on first down, nothing. Brought down from behind by Derek Thomas.
Well, that's something that the Rams are going to have to eliminate. You can't allow Derek Thomas to run free in your backfield because he has the speed to bring down the Rams running back from behind. Watch him here. Watch the speed coming down the line. You know, most defensive linemen aren't that fast. They can't catch the running back from behind. Derek Thomas can.
A pickup of 1 on the play. 6 defensive backs check into the game for Kansas City on 2nd and 9. Chandler with the rule, and he gets rid of it. Pressured by Neil Smith.
Neil Smith pumped up for that one. And, you know, when you talk about Neil Smith and you talk about Derek Thomas, you're talking about the most potent pass rush in the league from 2 defensive ends. When you've got those guys on either end, both of them are a serious threat. Neil Smith, more your power, grab, pull guy, and Derek Thomas is just pure speed.
3rd down and 9, and Johnny Bailey in the backfield along with Chandler. Wide open is Bailey. Bailey down to the 30 and a first down. He got 10. And with that first down, it's time for a McDonald's game break. Let's send it back to James Brown in our Hollywood studios.
All right, Joe. Atlanta has never won at Washington. Jeff George trying to change that. Slips, falls, throws a touchdown strike to Terrence Mathis. Falcons lead at 7-0. That on the opening drive of the ball game. Let's go back to Kansas City. Joe and Tim.
Thank you, JB. A couple of rookie coaches there, rookie head coaches, June Jones and Norv Turner battling in Washington. 2 tight ends in for the Rams, and a little play action for Chandler. Wide open is Flipper Anderson, and another first down inside the 20.
You know, it's interesting that Chuck Knox told us last week Flipper Anderson was getting open, but because Chris Miller's health problems, he was not able to deliver the ball. You watch Flipper on this play, he does a nice job running a nice tight pattern, breaks, there he is, and there's the ball right in his numbers. So Chris Chandler doing already what Chris Miller was not able to do last week.
Get the ball downfield in the air. First down, Los Angeles inside the 20. Bettis, not much. Darren Mickle met him in the backfield, and Bettis picked up 1.
I think that is the way you have to stop Jerome Bettis if you're going to stop him. You have to do what Darren Mickle did. Get into the backfield and hit him low. Get in on his legs before he hits the line of scrimmage, before he gets a full head of steam. Watch it here. You know, just hitting his legs and grabbing him, making Bettis turn. You don't let him get that momentum.
Then look for help.
Yeah, that's right.
On second down and 9. Hester short of the first down. Jesse Hester picked up 6.
You're going to see Clarence Jones on Derek Thomas here on the right of your screen, and you don't think he's got his work cut out for him. Watch him here. He not only has to worry about Thomas coming outside, Derek Thomas will race to the outside, and then he'll start up and come under like he did on that play.
Clarence Jones has never played against the Kansas City Chiefs. A whistle on the field and a timeout on the field. The Rams want to talk it over. They're on the move. They're inside the 15. No score. Chandler and the Rams are on the march. Chandler 4 out of 5 for 34 yards on their opening possession.
You know, I spoke to Chris Chandler down on the field right before the game, and I said, are you nervous at all? He said, heck no. I've been through this before, and you can see here, he's been through it a lot.
3rd down and 3. Trying to get it to Hester, incomplete. Monty Groh on the coverage. And Neil Smith is down on the ground and looking for help.
Now, you talk about getting an advantage. If Neil Smith, for some reason, does go out of the game, it's just a great boost for the Rams because that takes away half of that big pass rush threat.
Neil Smith with that big wingspan tried to bother Chandler.
Yeah, watch him here at the top of the screen. He's going against Jackie Slater. Slater does a nice job of stopping him. Smith goes up in the air to try to knock down the pass, and that's how he gets hurt. He comes up and he comes down. I don't know exactly what happened, but that's where it happened.
Neil Smith able to sit up, and he's trying to catch his breath.
You know, that's the thing about Jackie Slater. I mean, you know, he's been around the league for 19 years. He's 40 years old, and he might not be physically as sharp as he was 10 years ago. Who could be? But, you know, he knows all those old tricks. So you don't want to go up in the air against Jackie Slater. I'll be honest with you. I've gone up in the air against Jackie, and I've had the same thing happen to me. He'll just knock you down. He swats you with those big arms.
Well, Neil Smith still being tended to. They've already checked in Vaughn Booker, a backup end, and Neil Smith looks like he might be all right.
The Rams have got to feel good. Even though they're not going to come away with a touchdown here, they've got to feel great about this game so far. I spoke with Roman Pfeiffer, the Rams middle linebacker, before the game. He said, we feel like we can win it. We believe we're going to win it. They stopped them on the first drive. They drove down. They're going to pick up some points of their own.
Well, it was a 13-play drive, over 6 minutes off the clock, 54-yard drive. And now Tony Zendejas on to try a 29-yard field goal. Zendejas for the season, 2 out of 3, and in this range, perfect. 1 for 1. Trying to give the Rams the first lead of the day. He does. Zendejas puts it through and quieting down this big Arrowhead crowd. Chuck Knox is pumped up, and so are the Rams. They lead by 3.
Nick's on an assignment. You know it's going to be a blast. Don't miss an all-new Fortune Hunter tonight at 7, 6 Central.
Coming into today's action, there are 4 unbeaten teams. The Chiefs, who are here today playing the Rams. The Giants, they have a bye week. Miami trailing the Vikings 7-0. And later today, it's San Diego at the Raiders. Tony Zendejas gave the Rams the early lead. We're in the first quarter, and the Rams lead 3-0 on his 29-yard field goal. Ready to kick it away. Chris Penn deep from just outside his goal line. Good blocking up front and out past the 25-yard line. Brought down by Toby Wright. When darkness falls, he becomes every criminal's worst nightmare. Catch an all-new Mantis, followed by the series USA Today calls excellent, thrilling, and terrifying. The X-Files this Friday on Fox. Second possession of the day for the Chiefs from their own 27. Just over 4.5 to play in the first quarter. Montana to put it up deep. Willie Davis incomplete. Great work by Todd Light.
Great work by Todd Light and great work by Fred Stokes. I mean, Stokes put the hit on Montana again. That's the second time so far this game we've seen Fred Stokes putting the wood to Joe Montana. Watch him here coming from the right of the screen. Joe gets the ball off, but Stokes puts the hit on him, and then he comes down hard. On the other end, you see Todd Light with really excellent coverage. You see Anthony Newman there. I mean, the Rams are playing sharp defensive football.
Second down and 10. Marcus Allen finds a few up the middle. He picked up 4.
Well, we said earlier in the game, Joe, Marty Schottenheimer told us yesterday that they want to get their run game going. They want more productivity out of that phase of their game. They don't want to have to rest all their, put all their eggs in one basket, and that basket being Joe Montana's arm.
Third down and 6. Montana rushed out of the pocket, a little shovel pass, and there's nobody there. I mean, no one. Marcus Allen was close, but good pressure up front again by the Rams.
That's right. Gerald Robinson coming in and giving Fred Stokes a breather. And you watch him here on the left-hand side of your screen, and he's playing against, he just comes right under, slaps the hands off, comes around, chases Joe down, and then Sean Gilbert does a nice job of coming around and containing Joe Montana.
Louis Aguiar, his first punt of the afternoon, a good one. High hanging spiral. Johnny Bailey from inside his 25, not much as he tries out the right side. 45-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Chiefs defense back on the field. Here comes the Rams offense. They lead by 3. Welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. So far, the Rams have given the Kansas City Chiefs fits, I think more so on defense. They have disrupted Joe Montana.
Well, it's not very often. I mean, we said earlier the Chiefs in their first 3 games have gone right down the field and scored. Not this time. They didn't score the first time, and they punted on the second time.
Jerome Bettis finds nothing over the right side. Got back to the line of scrimmage. A note to mention, Neil Smith, who left in the last defensive series, is back, and here he comes onto the field for Kansas City. So Neil Smith is fine, back into the action as the Chiefs make substitutions. Phillips, Saliamua check out of the defensive front 4 for the Chiefs. Neil Smith is into the game along with Vaughn Booker, and 6 defensive backs in for the Chiefs on 2nd and 10. Overthrown Hester, caught by Anderson. He is gone. 72-yard touchdown completion to Flipper Anderson.
You know, you talk about crowd noise, and there's one thing when you're the Rams or you're a visiting team and you come into a place as devoted and crazy the fans are here, the crowd noise goes against you all the time. But one time that you love that crowd noise or the absence of it is you score a touchdown like this, and this place went quiet.
What was interesting is there were 2 Ram receivers right there. It was just out of the reach of Jesse Hester and right into the waiting arms of Flipper Anderson.
That's right. And, you know, Dale Carter slips on the play, and you watch him here with the coverage on Flipper. He's running along with him. He's got good coverage. He slips and falls. And, you know, Carter is saying you can't see it, but he was pointing to the field and saying, telling the ref, hey, Flipper Anderson went out of bounds. He can't come back in and catch the ball.
By rule, he cannot be the first offensive player to touch the football when he's back into the playing field.
And there you saw on the replay there, Jesse Hester tipped it, so he wasn't the first guy. He was the second guy, and it is a touchdown.
See, those officials see everything. Zendejas put it through the uprights, and the Rams all of a sudden lead 10-0 on a deflection. Jesse Hester tips it to Flipper Anderson.
Well, you're going to see it here, Joe, and it's a great point. And you saw it You're going to see Flipper come up the side. He gets knocked out of bounds, but Jesse Hester's here. He tips the ball, enabling Flipper to be an eligible receiver. Watch him here. Dale Carter doing a nice job, rides him out of bounds and thinking, okay, he's out of the play. He can't catch the ball, and he can't, except for the fact that Jesse Hester tipped it.
And Flipper Anderson was gone, and all of a sudden the Rams lead 10-0. And the Chiefs, who come into this game as one of the 4 unbeaten teams in the NFL, they have to be a little shocked at the way the Rams have come out here this afternoon.
They've got to be shocked, but on the other hand, whenever you have Joe Montana leading your offense, you know that one thing that stimulates Joe and gets him excited is a comeback.
Flipper Anderson, who was shut out, flat shut out at home against San Francisco last week, catches a touchdown pass. How about Chandler? 5 out of 7 for 106 yards and a touchdown, and the Rams lead by 10.
Well, he said before the game that he looked at this as a real opportunity for him, and he's taking advantage of it.
Zendejas ready to kick it away for the 3rd time already. We're still in the first quarter. A knuckling kick. Chris Penn will try to corral it. He does inside his 10. Met by Todd Kinchin and brought down well inside the 20. These Rams are pumped.
Well, they met by Kinchin and half the Rams team. You see Chandler on the sideline, and I'll bet we're going to see a smile on his face. He's kind of a low-key guy, but he's got to be happy. Watch him here on the touchdown. Again, look for Jesse Hester tipping the football. Watch it here. Right there, he tips it, makes Flipper eligible, and he goes the distance.
Rams leading 10-0. 2:41 left first quarter. And Montana forced out of the pocket again. It is intercepted by Roman Pfeiffer. Inside the 20.
How about these Los Angeles Rams? I mean, big pressure upfield from the Rams defensive line. Again, doing what we said that they needed to do. Watch Jimmy Jones right here in the center, getting right in to Montana's face, making him run around. Nice pressure, nice contain.
What a
and then
catch.
Pfeiffer, oh yeah, look at that. I mean, Pfeiffer, you'd think he was a receiver. He catches the ball, and he gets his feet in bounds. Watch him here. Look at that. He reaches out, and then 1, 2, look at him looking down like a tightrope.
First down, Rams right at the 20. Little reverse to Anderson. Chandler out to help Puck, and Anderson hurdles a tackler and picks up a first down.
Great time for that call, Joe. Who would have thought that the Rams would run a reverse? But, you know, these players are fired up. Whenever you see your quarterback on a reverse running out there and making a block, and then you see Flipper Anderson not going down but hurdling for those extra yards in the first down, you know these guys are pumped up.
Montana has missed on his last 6 passing attempts. He throws the interception, and the Rams up by 10 have a first down just inside the 10, and Bettis gets it near the 5. He picked up 4. When you talk turnovers in the NFL, Tim Green, these days you have to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, but today the turnover has been on the side of the Chiefs, and the Rams are benefiting.
That's right. The Chiefs, 14 turnovers so far this season. I mean, that's incredible, and that's how you win games. But the Rams are the ones driving the ball down, scoring on the first possession, and the Rams are the ones with the turnover.
Second down and goal. Chandler throws it away. A shocking start to this game, not only by the Rams, but I think individually by Chris Chandler.
And, you know, how about that offensive line on the last play? I mean, the Chiefs have one of the best pass rushes, if not the best pass rush in the league. And Chandler just sat back there on that last play, unmolested, looked around, didn't see anything he liked, and he got rid of it.
6 defensive backs check into the game for the Chiefs on 3rd and goal. Pressure. Chandler able to get rid of it. Neil Smith all over Chandler. First of all, I don't know how he hung on to the football. Secondly, he got rid of it. Just an incomplete pass.
You know, it's a little dangerous when you start shuffling the ball around there. Watch Neil Smith at the top of the screen, really in his vintage pass rush. Now the tight end doesn't chuck him at all, and he gets outside Jackie Slater. Jackie runs for him. Brostek, the center, runs for him. Boy, Chandler just gets rid of that ball in the nick of time.
So Zendejas on to try to make it a 13-0 game. He'll attempt a 23-yard field goal. 1 for 1 today. 3 out of 4 for the year. Perfect. And the Los Angeles Rams, who are charged up, grab a 13-0 first quarter lead. And the Rams and Chiefs start a little scuffle. Joe Kelly in there, along with Tom Newberry for the Rams, and the Chiefs obviously frustrated. Dale Carter in on it for the Chiefs.
The Chiefs frustrated, as you see from Dale Carter, but the Rams fired up. I mean, the Rams are probably saying, hey, we're not going to take any of this. You're frustrated. That's too bad. We're going to win this football game.
So the Chiefs will take the ball for the 4th time already in the first quarter, down by 13.
You see Dale Carter there. We talked to him yesterday, and he's had problems in the past years about controlling his temper on the field, off the field. He said he's had some problems, but he feels like he's really gotten his life straightened around. He was home in the offseason, and his brother, Jake Reed, the receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, they were there, and their mom had a barbecue for him, and his brother took him aside and said, you know, I'm worried about you. I'm worried about the way you're living your life off the field. I'm worried about the dedication that you've got on the field. You got to focus. You got to focus. And he said from that point on, he realized that his brother and his mom were worried about him. And he said it had a huge impact on him. And since then, he's really changed the way he lives his life.
Tony Zendejas with yet another kickoff, and Chris Penn back deep for the Chiefs. From his 2. Flag on the play as Penn gets outside the 35-yard line, but a block in the back, then a flag on the end of the play. The initial flag is against Kansas City, but there is another flag on this near sideline.
35-yard return on the kickoff.
Referee today is Larry Nemmers, and they try to sort it out. Joe Montana's had a rough start.
Yeah, you know, Kansas City has started, on the average, they start their possessions on the 37-yard line. They haven't been close to that today. And if the 10 yards goes from where the flag is, which is on the 21-yard line, if it sends them back to the 11.
On the receiving team during the kickoff, we have a personal foul for a late hit out of bounds on number 20. That's a double foul. After change of possession, the ball will be put in play at the spot of the foul of the receiving team.
Give you a look at the late hit on Darrell Henley.
Watch him right here. As soon as that runner is out of bounds, and you see Todd Light forcing him out, you know, once they get into that zone there, that white zone, you got to lay off them.
So the Chiefs take over at their own 20. First and 10, and they hand to Allen. Marcus picked up 4. Closing minute of the first quarter.
You know, the Rams defense, they're really swarming to the football. They're playing nice pass coverage. They're getting good pressure. And then when the Chiefs try to get that run game going like they did on that last play, you notice a lot of yellow jerseys surrounding the ball carrier.
Derek Walker, a backup tight end, checks in as Keith Cash heads over to the sideline for Kansas City on second down. Kimball Anders. Big hit by Marquez Pope coming up from his safety spot. He got 4.
Oh, we've seen Marquez Pope do this over the past 2 weeks. We've seen him, and he just comes up out of that secondary really like a linebacker. When we talked to him yesterday, the first thing I said to him, I remarked at how big his neck is, Joe. And, you know, he said that when he was a kid, he used to watch linebackers like Singletary on TV, and they all had these big necks. And he said he wanted to hit like those guys. He wanted the big neck.
The Rams are hitting today. That's the end of the first quarter with the score, Los Angeles 13, Kansas City nothing.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium. Start of the second quarter, and the Rams surprisingly out to a 13-0 lead. Chiefs have it 3rd and 2 inside their own 30. Marcus Allen looking for first down yardage. He's close. A matchup of the two quarterbacks today, Chris Chandler on your left, Joe Montana on the right. So far, Chandler has set the standard here this afternoon.
Oh, both quarterbacks playing today, leading their teams, but two quarterbacks really worlds apart. Joe Montana really with a storybook career, Super Bowl rings, and Chris Chandler with a frustrating career, going from team to team and never really finding his place. Maybe he's found his place today.
Marcus Allen did pick up the first down. This is the rookie Greg Hill trying to bounce outside. An exciting runner who played at Texas A&M, picked up 3.
Anthony Newman, number 26 for the Rams, coming up and really kind of answering the call that Marquez Pope has sent out, coming up and putting his shoulder right in Greg Hill and dropping him in his tracks.
Kansas City running backs, Marcus Allen with all of the experience. Kimball Anders, Marty Schottenheimer really enjoys how he blocks. Then there's Donnell Bennett and Greg Hill, who have yet to make a start in the National Football League.
Well, Bennett's another big draft pick and another big fullback, and he and Hill need to come on.
Keith Cash makes the reception. The tight end picked up 5, short of the first down. Keith Cash is really coming on as one of the best tight ends in the league.
Well, when we talked to Keith Cash yesterday, he told us that when he was waived by the Washington Redskins a couple of years, it was really the low point, not only in his career, but the low point in his life. And then we asked him how he feels now, and he says things couldn't be better. And how could they? You're a tight end in this California offense catching balls from Joe Montana.
3rd down and 2. Montana rushed and Montana sacked. Sean Gilbert, his first of the year.
You know, Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, told us yesterday that Sean Gilbert, on film, they've watched him, and Sean Gilbert has been double-teamed all season. You watch him here, second from the right, and you see him coming up, and the mistake they made is they only put one blocker on him, Dave Zott, number 79, and then you see Gilbert giving that kind of classic dance.
Sean. Louis Aguiar into punt, a beautiful punt taken by Bailey at his 15. Big hit as he gets to the 30. Sean Gilbert sacks Joe Montana. He'll blow up that picture and have it hanging on his wall.
Day is brought to you by Chevrolet, the cars and trucks 36 million people depend on every day. Genuine Chevrolet. By McDonald's, the official restaurant of the National Football League. By Titan Door Locks from Kwikset, unbeatable strength, unbeatable security. And by A1 Steak Sauce and Spicy A1 Bowl. Together, they're how steaks are done.
The Rams have it again, 1st and 10 from their 30. Bettis with the cutback. Jerome Bettis got 7 as he cut it back over the right side.
And the Chiefs don't want that to happen. They told us yesterday, Marty Schottenheimer said, we don't want Jerome Bettis on first down to get 5 or 6 yards. That puts the Rams where they want to be and doesn't put us where we want to be. We want to get them in a 3rd and long situation and then turn Neil Smith and Derek Thomas loose.
A 2 tight end set into the game for Los Angeles. On 2nd down, here he is again. Big hit from the secondary. He got 4. May have come up a little short of the first down yardage. David Whitmore with a big hit.
I know David Whitmore is in the secondary, and I know he's a strong safety, but I was down on the field before the game, and when I saw him, I couldn't believe he was wearing the number 41 because he is really a big, stout guy. I mean, he not only looks like a linebacker, he looks like one of those prototype, big, thick middle linebackers.
Bettis got the first down. This is David Lang carrying the football instead of Bettis. He picked up 1. Right now, we send you back to our Hollywood studio, and here's James Brown for another update.
Well, Joe, David Whitmore had the big defensive hit there. Take a look at this defensive play by Andre Collins of the Redskins, the linebacker, number 55, picking off Jeff George. Big fella, looking like a punt returner, well, a slow one anyway, weaving his way down to the 2-yard line. That set up a Reggie Brooks touchdown run. 7-all. Back to Joe and Tim.
Thank you, James. David Langston in the backfield, play action and short. Chandler looking for Jesse Hester.
And Neil Smith made that play happen. He didn't give Chris Chandler any time to throw that football. He went right around the edge of Jackie Slater and left Jackie laying in the turf. Here it is. You're going to see Smith right here, and you'll watch him come outside Slater. Watch him, Eric. He gets his hand on, he rips up underneath. That's just picture perfect. And he gets right on top of Chandler.
4 wide receivers into the game for the Rams. Flag on the play, and this will not be a play. Big tackle as they swung it to the back. Johnny Bailey out of the backfield, but a whistle before the flag, and I believe procedure against the Rams.
Full start prior to the snap on number 79 of the offense. 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Leo Goes saying, who, me?
Yeah, he doesn't think that it's him. And, you know, maybe a little bit of that crowd noise factoring in. The crowd got a little loud on that play, and those offensive linemen having a difficult time hearing Chris Chandler.
So that'll bring the Rams back 5 more yards and bring up a 3rd and 14.
This is what the Chiefs love to see. They love to see 3rd and 14 because they want Chris Chandler to sit back there in the pocket. They want to turn those big boys loose.
Quarterback draw. Not enough for the first down. Derek Thomas with the tackle.
That's why a quarterback draw might work against some teams where you get those pass rushers going upfield hard and you open up the middle, but it doesn't work against the Kansas City Chiefs. Not with Derek Thomas because he's too fast and he's too relentless.
Sean Landetta back to punt. Dane and Hughes deep for the Chiefs. Landetta will get rid of this near his 35. Beautiful punt. High spiral, and Hughes from his 5. Tackled by Thomas Homko, and a flag on the play. 50-yard punt, 11-yard return, and a marker down on the return by Hughes.
And again, if this penalty is against the Chiefs, we've seen the Rams do a great job with field position today and keeping the Chiefs backed up down in near their own goal line.
Illegal block in the back. Number 51 during the return will go half the distance from the 15-yard line to the 7.5, first down.
Greg Minuski guilty, and the Chiefs will start inside their own 10. They trail by 13.
Holding, unnecessary roughness, and you thought the Raiders played dirty. An all-new Melrose Place Monday.
The Rams defense not intimidated here at Arrowhead Stadium. Pfeiffer with the interception, and how about the pressure up front by these big guys?
Well, Paul Hackett, offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, told us yesterday that he thought the Rams front 4 was the best they've seen so far this year, and they've played like it.
First down for Montana and the Chiefs just outside the 5. Derek Walker. Jerome Bettis on the sideline while the defense is on the field for the Rams. However, David Lang was into the game and took some snaps. You see Jerome saying, I'm ready, I'm ready. He checked out of the game with a deep right thigh bruise. They say he should return, and looks like he's itching to get back out there.
It does. He's the kind of guy that always wants to be in and get in on the field, but that is a painful injury.
2nd and 1. Marcus Allen, 1st down. Marcus picked up 3 over the right side and a fresh set of downs for the Chiefs. Yards in the 1st half for Marcus Allen. On 1st down, inside handoff, Kimball Anders. And again, we go back to our Hollywood studio and say hi to James Brown.
And hello to you, Joe. Joe Montana struggling there, but not Brett Favre here. He's 10 of 12, including this little toss to Edgar Bennett, the leading receiver for the my goodness Packers. And the Packers are up 10-0. Bat in the 2nd. Back to Kansas City. Joe and Tim.
You know that doesn't surprise me, Joe. You know how I feel about Brett Favre.
He's your favorite. You think he is the best, and he needs to start playing like it for the Packers to have success. Another 1st down picked up by Marcus Allen. He got 8.
Well, we said that the Chiefs need to get the running game going, or they want to get the running game going. And in these past few plays, that's exactly what we've seen. Marcus Allen up the middle for the 1st down. And then we saw Kimball Anders, who's normally blocking, run for 8 yards, 7 or 8 yards, and then back to Marcus Allen, and they're really moving down the field.
Marcus Allen, 8 carries, 27 yards. Play action to Allen. Montana finds Willie Davis. First down, Kansas City.
You know, Al Sanders, the wide receiver coach for the Chiefs, says that Willie Davis is assignment perfect. He may not be the fastest or the strongest receiver in the NFL, but he says he's always where he's supposed to be. And that's a big advantage when you're playing in an offense that's run by Joe Montana.
Davis, 3 catches, 50 yards. Picked up 15 on that last play, and from midfield on 1st down, Marcus Allen ran into Joe Kelly.
Marcus Allen on the carry.
You know, the Chiefs are kind of softening up the Rams a little bit because they have gotten this run game going. And then you saw the play action pass enable Joe to sit back there really undisturbed. You know, that's what they'll do. They'll run the ball, and then you fake the play action, and the defense thinks here comes another run, and they don't get into the pass coverage as well.
2nd down and 6. Montana airs it out. No one there, but a flag on the play. J.J. Burton, the intended receiver, and a flag in the secondary for the Rams.
Defensive pass interference. Number 20. Defense. 1st down.
Darrell Henley.
Well, it's going to be 5 yards from the point of the foul here. Let's look at him here. Yeah, you can't hit the receiver. You can't chuck him there. You can only chuck 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. You know, Darrell Henley's saying, hey, I didn't mean to chuck him. I turned around, and there he was. I need to protect myself. That's exactly what he's saying. He doesn't like that call at all.
So a 1st down, Kansas City from the Ram 31. Bennett now in the backfield with Marcus Allen. Here's Bennett. Todd Light meets Donnell Bennett, a rookie who played at Miami. A lot of pressure today put on by the Rams defense, put on Joe Montana.
Look at that right there, Joe. 1 sack. 7 hurries, 3 knockdowns. That's, 1 interception, forced to scramble 3 times. That's absolutely what the Rams wanted to do. That's how you beat the Chiefs. If you're going to beat the Chiefs, you have to disrupt Joe Montana. And they have really done a great job, the Rams, of doing that so far.
Second down. And with a full 10 to go, they toss to Allen. Good tackle coming up from the secondary. Marquez Pope, he picked up 2.
You know, Marquez Pope has kind of spoiled us. You've seen him in the past couple weeks, and you saw him earlier on the hit. You expect him to come up out of the secondary and just blow people up. You see him here, he goes right for Marcus Allen's legs. He gets him right around the waist and ankle, and he does a nice job of just hanging on. You know, when you get that leg and your arms start to slide down, it's the foot. You got to hook that foot to pull the guy down.
Third down and 8, and 6 defensive backs into the game for Los Angeles. Montana steps up, has pressure, gets rid of it. A flag on the play. Good coverage by Bailey. Willie Davis, a frustrated receiver in this penalty against Kansas City.
Well, it's going to be holding, and the Rams again doing a nice job with the pressure. Robert Young.
Holding, 76 offense. Penalty is refused. 4th down.
Watch it right here. John Alt, number 76, and you're going to see him getting his hands on Gerald Robinson. Watch him here. He gets him. He hooks him right around the face there. And the ref sees it right there. He says, I see that one. Flag goes down.
They decline the penalty, and the Chiefs will go for it. Now a timeout on the field. The Rams defense takes the timeout. They weren't prepared for Montana and the Chiefs to go for it on 4th and 8.
And a great miracle shall come to pass.
Do you mind if I get out of these sticky clothes and take a shower?
Don't miss an epic Married with Children tonight.
Let's take a look at Robert Bailey on Willie Davis establishing his turf, setting out his turf and doing a little trash talking. You hear about trash talking, here you're going to see a little bit of it. Look at that. He says, this is my spot here, buddy. Willie Davis says, I'll take that too.
4th down and 8 for Kansas City. The second time they've gone for it on 4th down already. They're 0 for 2. Right through the hands of Willie Davis. And Montana and the Chiefs have yet to click on offense.
Well, you talk about turnovers, and I know this isn't technically a turnover, but when a defense is challenged on 4th down and the offense says, hey, we don't care if it's 4th down, we're going to go for it, and the defense holds, that's just like a turnover to a defense. It gives you the same kind of momentum, the same kind of confidence.
I need to remind you that at the beginning of the game we talked about how Joe Montana this morning received fluids intravenously. He was hit with the flu bug yesterday. Here's Jerome Bettis back into the game. Nothing. Joe Phillips out there to bring him down.
Joe Phillips playing well on the run game so far this game. We've seen him make a couple of tackles. He's one of those big guys in there on the interior line, 6'5", 300. He's probably 310 after breakfast. He gets in there battling around. But, you know, Joe Phillips, you wouldn't think a big husky guy like that, he's an attorney. He passed the bar in California when he was with San Diego. Here you see Joe Montana. He's got something on his face.
I don't think that's in honor of Neil Smith. That's just a Band-Aid. There's got to be a cut of some sort on Joe's face. 2nd down and 10. The tight end Drayton short of the 1st down, but he picked up 8, maybe 9.
Chris
That'll bring
Chandler.
up a 3rd and short. And Chandler, he's been very calm standing back there even against this good pass
He really
rush.
has, and he gets some pressure in his face. You'll see it the way he sees it here, and you see those big guys coming up the middle, but he lays the ball right in there for Troy Drayton. I mean, that's a nice pass, and you see Chris Chandler now spreading the ball around a little bit, getting the ball to Griffith, getting the ball to Flipper Anderson, and now going to the tight end.
A 9-yard pickup, 3rd and 1. Hester. 1st down Rams. They fake the trap, and they swing it out to Hester in the flat.
Oh, they confused everyone on that, and really the Rams with a little razzle-dazzle today. I mean, we saw the reverse play earlier, and now watch this play. I mean, you have to be a magician to follow the ball on this. Fakes the handoff, pulls out, rolls to the right, and then throws back to the left. And you see the Rams lineman, Bernd Brostek, out there making a nice block and helping Hester get the first down.
Jackie Slater, the 19-year pro, out there as well. First down, Rams. Bettis. And a flag on the play. This play will come back and then some. A holding penalty against the Rams.
Holding, 78 offense, 10 yards, still first down.
Well, we have seen the Rams have some problems with penalties in the first couple of weeks.
So far, so good for Los Angeles. They have the football. 2-minute warning. They lead 13-0.
Oh, man. This is hog heaven here. Maybe one just for the road.
First time eating barbecue sauce?
I like this sauce.
Can I have a bite of that?
I've been to a lot of tailgate parties today, but this ram meat chili, not only is it good, it tells you a little something about the fans.
Little did they know when they opened up their barbecue pit and Tim Green showed up what they'd have to give up. On first down, Bettis picked up 12, maybe 13 yards after the holding penalty. What a pickup by Jerome Bettis.
And you see him clapping his hands there. I mean, you know, Bettis is fired up. He hurt his leg a little earlier, but you see him here doing what he likes to do, which is start up the field and then cut off his left guard. Watch him make the cut here, right? And then cut. Nice hole open up by Tom Newberry. And then once he gets loose back there, it takes a couple to bring him down.
On second down, Bettis, he lost the football. I believe he got it right back. He is right at the first down marker. Bettis had it knocked from his hands, but he fell right on top of the football.
Vaughn Booker, number 99, just punches the ball there. And, of course, he left college for a couple years, went into the Army, and he was a boxer. So using a little bit of that boxing technique here. Watch him, number 99, right in the middle of the screen. He reverses field, follows Bettis, and watch him here coming in. Look at that hand. Look, whoa, right there. Big roundhouse punch.
Bettis fell right on top of the football and then picked up the first down on top of it. So not much going right for Kansas City here in this first half.
Oh, really? And, you know, Booker doing a great job of forcing that fumble, and that's what the Chiefs have done so far this year. Again, 14 turnovers in the first 3 games. There was a potential turnover, but the ball is bouncing the Rams' way this game, literally.
Bettis 12 carries, 53 yards. The Rams have a first down inside Chief territory. Griffith bobbles it, still catches it, and then lost it out of bounds. 2 times he had a chance to pull that in and almost made the reception.
And Chuck Knox told us they like Howard Griffith. They like to bring him in as a running back, but they like to throw the ball to him and turn him into a receiver, not showing the sure hands that really gets him out on the field on that play.
Coming up on the Dockers halftime, James and Terry will have all the scores and highlights, plus JB will talk with Washington's Henry Ellard and breaking the 10,000-yard receiving mark. All coming up next on the Dockers halftime, the former Ram, Henry Ellard. Second down, and Chandler airs it out, caught. Inside the 10, Jesse Hester. You talk about a perfectly placed football, then a flag on the play. There could be a face mask on the end of this.
Boy, we talked about Chris Miller being the deep ball guy and the deep ball accuracy. You can't throw the ball any better than Chris Chandler throws it on this play. You talk about dropping the ball in the bucket. Here, watch him. Drops that ball right in the bucket. Look at it. right there.
Into the hands of Jesse Hester. The Rams spend their final timeout of the half, but they have a first down and goal.
On the tackle. We'll go half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Add to that the face mask penalty, and the Rams with an excellent opportunity to put the ball in the end zone.
Now, a face mask penalty,
because
Joe.
The clock stops on the foul. No timeout is charged to the Rams because the clock is stopped. First down.
Now, a face mask penalty is 5 yards if you just grab the mask, but if you pull or twist the mask when you've got it in your hands, it's a 15-yard penalty. So his mask had to either be pulled or twisted on that play, resulting in 15 yards. Watch it right here. See that? That's a pull and a twist.
Jay Taylor guilty. First down inside the 5. Bettis trying to sneak into the end zone. He got down inside the 2.
You know, if you're on the goal line, if you're down near the goal line, can you think of a better running back in the NFL to have back there in your arsenal than Jerome Bettis?
I cannot.
You know, 5'11", 245 pounds. They call him the battering ram, and we're going to see him down here battering.
Bettis short, and the Rams will have to use their final timeout. Under 10 seconds to play in the first half, and the Rams trying to add to their lead. To hit Japan since Godzilla. Tom Selleck stars in the Grand Slam comedy Mr. Baseball on the Fox Tuesday night movie, beginning at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Tuesday night.
You know, 2 weeks ago, Joe, we watched the Rams down in the goal line run Jerome Bettis 3 times from the 1-yard line and not get in. Then they kicked a field goal. Last week, they tried to run the ball 2 times. On 3rd down, then they went to the pass play. They threw it to Troy Drayton and completed it for a touchdown. So be interesting to see what choice they make here today, whether they go back to the pass game or try to run Bettis again.
Another factor in all of this is if you run the football on 3rd down and come up short, you're not going to get time for the field goal. They have no timeouts left. If they throw the ball into the end zone and they don't complete it, then they will have time to get the field goal unit onto the field and try to put it through the uprights to add to their 13-0 lead. So time very much a factor. No timeouts left for the Rams. 9 seconds to play.
That's an excellent point, Joe. And really, when you consider that, then they have to pass, don't they?
Or they're going to have to be very, very confident in their running game.
I'll tell you one thing, it is going to be loud.
Enjoy it. 3rd and goal. Chandler falls down, and they're not going to have a chance. That's 3rd down.
They've got to get set up and throw the ball into the ground.
It's 4th down here.
They're going for the touchdown.
They have to on 4th down.
It's
Final
all or nothing.
seconds. Lester, incomplete. Howard Griffith, actually the intended receiver, incomplete. Amazing that they were even able to get the play off. They had to try for the end zone. They didn't have time on 4th down to get the field goal unit onto the field.
You talk about game presence and savvy. That's game presence right there for Chris Chandler to just line his guys up and say, let's just run the play. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks wouldn't have the presence to do that and to get the play off.
However, there is a flag on the play. The half cannot end on a defensive penalty.
That's the end of the half.
Now they say no foul on the play, so that will end the first half. And the Kansas City Chiefs stop the Rams. That's the end of the first half with our score. Los Angeles 13, the Chiefs nothing. Stay tuned for the Dockers halftime right after these words from your local Fox station. Replay of the first half, and the kicker to it all, the interesting part is it was 4th down. they could have, in other situations, if it wasn't fourth down, spike the ball, bring the field goal unit on the field, kick the field goal, add 3 points. That couldn't happen, and you talk about presence of mind with Chris Chandler, who's making the start here today. That's fantastic to realize the play before that was no good. Now it's fourth down, but he can't spike the ball. He's got to try to get it into the end zone.
Well, he only had 5 seconds to get his team lined up, get the snap, and then try to make it all happen on his own. And really just great presence of mind. I mean, you have to say it again. He's been around this league for many years with many different teams. That is something you're only going to see from a very seasoned, very veteran quarterback.
At the half here at Arrowhead Stadium, they honored the 1969 Kansas City Chiefs, the old AFL team, and among them, Jan Stenerud, who's on the Wall of Fame here at Arrowhead Stadium, Bobby Bell, Willie Lanier to his left, your right. Of course, Lenny Dawson, the quarterback, who was actually injured during that 1969 season. Ed Podolak clapping. Even that didn't get this crowd revved up here at Arrowhead Stadium. They paid him the tribute, but this crowd is shocked, absolutely shocked here in Kansas City.
Well, even though that championship team was out there, the crowd took time to boo the Rams as they were coming out onto the field. They don't like what the Rams are doing so far to their Chiefs.
Lynn Elliott kicks it away. David Lang from inside his 5, and we're underway, second half. Flag on the play, and Lang is down as he crosses the 30-yard line. So the Rams start with the football here at the beginning of the second half, leading 13-0. And we'll check the penalty. Larry Nemmers will give us the call.
Holding, 53, during the run back, 10 yards, first down.
At the half, the statistics look like this. So far, dominated by Los Angeles. Total yards, they've more than doubled what the Chiefs have done.
More than doubled it, yeah. And, you know, turnovers being the key. Again, besides the yardage, the Chiefs with 1 turnover, the Rams with none. Chuck Knox told us yesterday they need to play error-free football. They can't turn the ball over and beat a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. So far, they haven't turned it over.
On first down, Bettis doesn't get much, and the crowd trying to get back into the game. He picked up 2, we'll call it 3. Jerome Bettis over the right side. The numbers for the first half, Jerome Bettis, 15 carries, 56 yards, and that's right about on schedule for his 100-plus game.
That's right, but, you know, now he's going to play the second half, and they're going to get the run game going, which he hasn't done so far this season because, especially in the last 2 games, the Rams have been behind. They've had to go to the air, and they haven't been able to enjoy that run game. So Bettis getting over 100 yards in the last 2 games. Certainly here, even though he's got just 56 yards, he has the opportunity to do it again.
Leo Goes is down after that first play. Their big right guard, 5th-year player who played at Hawaii. And they're down checking his left leg or ankle or foot. They're already without Loneker and Ashmore. So their offensive line is thin, to say the least, coming into this game.
Well, that's the same foot that stepped on Chris Chandler. You wonder if he's playing with that cursed left foot today. Watch him here. You watch his left foot there. You get into those piles, and you're pushing, and watch the leg come whip right around here and bend his knee in, and then, you know, he gets it twisted up a little bit in there, and that's when a lot of things like that happen, when you get into a pile like that, you know, and everybody's pushing and shoving, and legs that are whipping around, and, you know, guys are underneath there scrambling and just trying to stop the ball carrier. That's how the guys get hurt.
Chuck Balin checks into the game for Chuck Knox. And that offensive line was good as a starting group. Now Balin and the rest of the line will be tested, and what a test against players like Neil Smith, Phillips, Sally Amua, Darren Mickle, and then of course Derek Thomas, who comes shooting in from a linebacker spot.
Well, yeah, but you know, when they lost Loneker a couple of weeks ago, Tom Newberry stepped in and really has played well. We've seen him today opening up those holes on the backside for Jerome Bettis, and hopefully for the Rams, Chuck Bellin will be able to answer the call as well as Newberry has.
2nd down and 7. Bettis, extra yards after an initial pop. He picked up 4, and he'll come up 3 yards short.
Well, remember earlier we saw Mickle come in and hit Bettis low, and he got him around the legs and stopped Bettis. This time he hit Bettis high, and that doesn't stop Jerome Bettis. If you hit Jerome Bettis up high, he's going to keep going. You got to get down on his legs and tangle him up.
3rd down and 3. Opening drive of the 2nd half. Chandler incomplete. Now a flag flies from the secondary. A late flag, and the crowd all over the officials.
The crowd doesn't like it, but Jesse Hester likes it.
Holding, defense, number 25, 5 yards, automatic first down.
Mark Collins is involved with 2 Super Bowls with the Giants, is guilty.
Let's see if we can take a look at. Yeah, there he is. He's got his hand in and around Jesse Hester, and it's good for the defensive back to reach in and tap that ball, but you can't have your arm draped over the receiver's shoulder like that.
So a 1st down just inside their own 30 for the Rams. Chandler airs it out. Flipper Anderson, incomplete. All over him was Mark Collins, and he more than made up for that penalty.
Mark Collins was determined on that play to make the play and not get the penalty. And you see him saying yes. You see him getting back into the coverage, running with Flipper Anderson. Flipper doing a nice job getting some speed, trying to get some separation. Oh boy, you know, they could have called that one as well. I mean, not only did he get his hands on him before the ball was there, he got his hands right on his face mask. And you know, you have to wonder if the officials didn't want to throw it because of the crowd here. They wouldn't like 2 in a row.
Now 2nd down, the delayed handoff to Bettis. He runs into Sally Amua, George Jamison, Joe Phillips. Jerome Bettis is over the 60-yard mark. How about yards after contact? 27 yards after he gets that initial hit.
You know, almost a third of the yards he's getting on the ground after he's been hit one time.
A total of 62. 3rd down and 9. Chandler looking for help, completes the ball. That is a 1st down catch. Isaac Bruce, a rookie who played at Memphis State. How about Chandler? Got a great block from his tight end, bought time and completed the ball.
Well, smooth work by Chandler, but even better work. Watch the combination here on Neil Smith. The combination block, Gandy 70 and then Troy Drayton 84. They put 2 guys on him and force him to the inside, allowing Chandler to roll out to the outside. You know, Neil Smith is such a force. How do you handle him? You put 2 guys on him.
Now 1st and 10, and Bettis bounces outside. Flag on the play. Great pursuit by the Chiefs defense.
And a great hit by Mark Collins. You know, I said earlier, that's how you stop Bettis. You go with his legs. Mark Collins coming up, not hitting Bettis up high. You can't do that. He goes right down low on it.
And the hold against the Rams.
Holding, offense, number 84. 10 yards, repeat, 1st down.
Troy Drayton, the tight end, guilty. Yet, with this crowd trying to get back into the game, another impressive drive so far by the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams, you know, running the ball. And earlier in the beginning, in the open of the game, we said they've got to run the ball. They're going to run the ball with Bettis. But then Chris Chandler has to make the passes work to open that up. And so far, Chris Chandler has done just that.
1st and 20 after the holding. Flag on the play. Bettis out of the backfield up near the 45, but another flag on the play. And this might cost the Rams another 10.
I think it's going to be against Clarence Jones, number 72. He had Derek Thomas.
Number 72.
He had Derek Thomas racing around his outside using that speed rush. Thomas gets his hand on Chandler. Watch him here coming around the outside of Clarence Jones, ripping up underneath, and Jones gets his hand on his face mask, on his mask. And, you know, if Jones doesn't do that, Derek Thomas has got yet another sack.
That'll bring up 1st and 30.
You know, you're almost better off if you're in that situation as Clarence Jones. I mean, no one wants to coach somebody to hold, but you're better off because you're going to lose the same amount of yardage if Derek Thomas gets there, and you're going to lose it down on the sack.
The ball outside the 21. The delayed handoff to Bettis. Extra yards out past the 25.
You know, you notice on that play, and the crowd is getting more into it and more into it here as the Chiefs defense is holding and pushing them back. And when that crowd does that, watch Neil Smith with his flinch play here, trying to draw the offside. You see that? Just a little bit with the leg, and he's drawn 3 guys offsides in the first 3 weeks. Or actually, he drew 3 guys offsides in the 49er game alone here in Kansas City.
2nd down, 24. Chandler rolling. Drayton, the tight end, out of bounds, shy of the 35. And again, behind the play, the Chiefs have Neil Smith down.
Yeah, I mean, Smith with really an unbelievable pass rush. He came up and under Wayne Gandy, the rookie, and came free. Chandler, again, showing more presence of mind, rolling out beyond Neil Smith, and really, even though Smith is getting up the field and doing so well, taking Smith out of his game. If you get outside him, it can't hurt you. So Chandler's mobility saves the Rams on that play. Watch it here. Watch Neil Smith right underneath Gandy, almost untouched. Chandler rolling out, getting the completion.
3rd and 19. Neil Smith out. Callum McDaniels into the game for the Chiefs. Bailey way short of the 1st down, short of the 40. And it's time for the Rams to punt. Great coverage by the linebacker, George Jamison. The Rams were set up, Tim, with a 1st and 30. They didn't get the 1st down, but they didn't try to get it all back in one play, and they at least picked up yards. So now on the punt, they could force good field position for their defense.
And that's an excellent point, because we talked earlier about how important field position has been to the Kansas City Chiefs. They've started their drives on the average on the 37-yard line. Getting those 20 yards enables them to pin the Chiefs down again.
Great coverage by Toby Wright. Down to make the hit, and the Chiefs take over right at their 15-yard line. First possession, 2nd half, Kansas City down by 13.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the totally new Ford Contour, a world car for the 21st century. By the Optima True Grace card from American Express. By Zima, a unique alcohol beverage. And by Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
If you wonder how the Los Angeles Rams are prepared to handle the crowd noise, here's how. Watch Chris Chandler on the left of your screen. When he's ready to get the ball from the center, he makes that step. The center does a 1 count, lifts his head, and snaps the ball.
That's how you combat all the noise here at Arrowhead Stadium. Flags on the play as the left tackle, John Alt, was a little anxious to try to help protect Joe Montana.
Well, you know, Joe, on that snap, it's all a timing thing.
False start prior to the snap. 76 offense, 5 yards, still 1st down.
Because your offensive tackles are out there a little bit away from the quarterback, and they can't hear him, especially if he's in the shotgun. And they don't want to look down at the ball. That's what the defenders are looking at the ball. And they don't want to give the defenders the jump. So they watch the center. When he raises his head, they know it's a 1 count and go.
It starts to rain here at Arrowhead Stadium.
back in the game clock, please.
1st and 15, time of possession. Since the first quarter, it's 2-1 in favor of the Rams.
Yeah, and you know, that's another part of it. You got to keep Joe Montana off the field. If he's not on the field, he can't score.
With the rain falling, Marcus Allen gets that 5 yards back. He picked up 7. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, and you see 2 of the most active Rams players, probably the 2 most active, Roman Pfeiffer, 58, Marquez Pope, number 22, on that play. And then we see Pfeiffer, he's running off the field.
Pfeiffer leaves the field, and Chris Martin checks in, former Kansas City Chief. 2nd down and 8. Montana looking for Hughes, and he overshoots him. The timing, the rhythm is just not there for this Kansas City offense. That's a direct result of this pressure by the defense.
You know, really an unusual game here for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they started out so strong, 3-0, and then the Rams come in, a team that doesn't have as much respect around the league. A lot of people, including Chuck Knox, saying the Chiefs are the best team in football so far this year. But the Rams surprising everyone with a lead of 13-0.
On 3rd and 8. Burton incomplete. He had 1st down yardage. He was popped by Henley, and he couldn't hang on. 3 plays and out, and Kansas City now 2 of 7 on 3rd down attempts.
And you know, if you're Kansas City, you don't like to see the rain. You get down by 13 points. And of course, Joe Montana always has the capability to bring you back, to pull one of his magical comebacks. But you don't like to see the rain because that doesn't help the passing game at all.
Louis Aguiar back to punt again for Kansas City. Johnny Bailey deep for the Rams. Rams should end up with good field position. Poor punt by Aguiar. Takes a Rams bounce, and it's taken by Todd Light. And the Rams will set up at their own 49-yard line. Great field position and a good one at Arrowhead Stadium. The Rams have the ball. The Rams have the lead. Forget next Sunday, we're right back at you. A doubleheader. Dallas, Washington, Green Bay, New England, Detroit, and Tampa Bay in the early game. Then the second half of the doubleheader, some good ones highlighted. Philadelphia and the 49ers, the Giants in New Orleans. Tim and I will be there. The Rams take over, and they hand to Bettis. Big yard brought down by Tracy Simeon. Over the middle, he picked up 5, maybe 6.
You know, if there's ever anyone has a question whether or not these games still mean something to Joe Montana after 16 years, just watch his face here.
Now a little look to the sky to check the weather. So much is heading through his mind. Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator, because that's why they didn't initially like that helmet transmitter. He wants Joe to have his thoughts to himself and not have anybody in his head. What are you going to tell him?
Yeah, that's right.
2nd and 5. Bettis, 1st down Rams. Came up right at the marker, and he did pick up the 1st down. Depending on the spot, now they bring it back. He may be a little short. They're going to have to measure.
You know, we talked about Bellin, Chuck Bellin, number 71 for the Rams, and whether or not, you know, he could step in and fill Leo Goes's shoes. He certainly did it on that play. I mean, he opened up the hole for Jerome Bettis. So, you know, a nice little vote of confidence for him and for his teammates. You see him nodding his head there saying, yeah, I can do it.
Right at the marker. They brought it back. You could call it a short mark.
He's going to have to take a closer look.
Now they're going to say short. They could have, because the end of the ball was right on the flag, given the 1st down, but they call it an inch at the most short.
Well, could this be any better for Chuck Knox? They call him Brown Chuck because he likes to put the ball on the ground and run it. I mean, here it is. They've got a lead. They've got a big fullback, big running back. They've got a big line, and it's raining. It's sloppy. This is perfect for the Rams.
3rd and an inch, 1st down Rams. Good push up the middle. Center Bernd Brostek. Chuck Balin over on that right side, playing in place of Goes.
Yeah, and you know, the Rams really going back to Bettis, he may be the best. You know, we talked about him down on the goal line, and he didn't punch it in, but he may be the best weapon in this situation. You know, it's raining, it's sloppy. You want to keep the ball down on the ground. You've got a lead. You want to control the clock, and Jerome Bettis is exactly the guy you want in your backfield.
Hester in motion on first down. Bettis fighting for yards, hit by Jamison from his linebacker spot. Mickle there as well for Kansas City. And the rain is really pounding down now here in Kansas City.
I think what we're going to see is, and it's obvious, we're going to see the Rams just try to grind it out, move the ball down the field, and eat up the clock.
Howard Griffith checks into the backfield to help out with that objective. Back there with Bettis. 2nd and 8. Bettis out of the backfield. Perfect throw. First down, Rams at the 20.
Oh, what a great changeup by Chuck Knox. I mean, you know, Bettis running the ball up the middle, running the ball up the middle. What's another way you can use Jerome Bettis and throw a safe pass? Here's a safe pass. Throw it to him when he's out there in the flat, pulls it in perfectly, and then, boom, he gets going. He gets that big. I mean, look at the size of him. Can you imagine being out there, seeing that guy moving that fast, that big down the field at you?
The Rams with a first down just inside the 20. That was an 18-yard pickup. They set it down at the 19-yard line. Bettis close to the 15. With that, we send you to James Brown in his Hollywood studio. James.
All right, Joe. Atlanta used one quarterback to an ex-quarterback to find pay dirt. Jeff George to Bert Emanuel. Last year, the quarterback for the Rice Owls, he takes it in for the score. And Atlanta leads Washington 14-13. That in the third. Back to Joe and 10.
Nice tight game out there in Atlanta, really wanting to establish themselves and pick up a win today.
2nd down. 6 yards to go, and Bettis again. He got 2.
Yeah, he got 2, and again, I think we're going to see Darren Mickle was the guy that brought him down. And how did he bring him down? He wraps up his ankles. He goes low on Jerome Bettis. That's how you bring him down.
The Rams as a team have rushed for 110 yards today.
And look at Bettis huffing and puffing. I mean, he's had the ball in his hands almost every play going all the way down the field. Watch him there. I mean, he's breathing hard.
All Joe Montana can do is watch. 3rd down and 4. That is short of the 10-yard line and short of the first down. It'll bring up 4th down, and that will bring on the field goal unit for the Rams as Tony Zendejas trots onto the field.
Again, the Rams, you know, playing it safe, playing ball control football now because they've got the lead. I mean, running Bettis. They did the one little short pass, which is a safe pass, almost like a run play. And 3rd and 4, they just run Bettis again. They don't get it. They're going for the field goal. 3 points, and they've eaten up the clock.
29-yard field goal attempt. Remember, Chandler, the quarterback, is the holder. Zendejas is good. His 3rd field goal of the day. And the Rams add 3 points. Jerome Bettis, a lot of work on that possession. 16-0. Los Angeles. Well, there's no doubt when you take on the Los Angeles Rams, you take on Jerome Bettis.
Absolutely. You know, look at these numbers here. Those are big numbers. Over half of these teams' offenses by these guys. You know, when one player does that, you have to call them your engine because they're the engine that's making the whole thing work.
Zendejas gets rid of it. Chris Penn will watch Booker, one of the up men, take it from the 15. Not the man they want returning a kickoff. The Chiefs get the ball just outside their own 20. Kansas City has had the ball only 51 seconds this quarter. Bettis, the big reason. There's nothing worse than trying to play a wet trumpet. Even the band undercover George Carlin in the middle playing the trumpet here at Arrowhead. I mean, this, for Chiefs fans, a dismal setting.
Yeah.
It's pouring down rain, and the Chiefs, undefeated coming into this game, are down 16-0. Montana takes over from just outside his own 21. Out of the backfield, he finds Anders.
Now what Kansas City wants to do is to use Joe Montana's 2-minute offense. You see them there. They're not huddling. They need 2 scores, at least, probably 3. They're going to march down the field with these short passes.
Now he finds Allen, who's brought down a half yard short of the first down. He picked up 3. It'll bring up 3rd down, and it is pouring here at Arrowhead. Joe Kelly banged up on that last play. Timeout for a measurement. Kelly helped off the field. Allen looked like came up a bit short of the first down.
And now this rain is really starting to come down. But you know, Joe, if you're a football player and it's late in the game and you're down 16 points, can you think of anyone you'd rather have at the helm than Joe Montana?
No. In the history of the National Football League, the answer would be no. Kansas City on 3rd and less than a yard. Will try to fight through the rain and find a first down.
Dude, listen to that rain. I mean, when you can hear the rain, you know it's raining.
Allen lost the handle but picked up the first down. It looked like he juggled that.
Yeah, he
heading
did.
through the line, but Marcus Allen picks up a fresh set of downs.
And that's the problem now with the rain. You know, you talk about rain. What does it do? It makes that ball slippery. There's nothing you can do to keep the ball dry when it's raining this hard. Watch Marcus Allen coming right up the middle. He gets the ball, and then he almost loses it.
He's in the backfield along with Anderson on first down play action. Setting up a screen. Sniffed out by Martin. Incomplete. That's an incomplete pass. But what a play by outside linebacker Chris Martin.
I mean, picture perfect. They throw the screen. What do? You're on top of it right away. And, you know, almost he's on top of it too quick. Because if he hesitates a half a second more, it's going to be a catch and then a forced fumble, and then it's the Rams' ball. Look how wet that ball is. That ball's wet and slick.
You think George Dyer isn't loving this?
Oh, he is so pumped up right now. Yeah, I mean, you can't think of anything better.
Timeout on the field is an extra football is put there on the playing field. You have to make this point, though. This Rams defense faced the San Francisco 49ers last week at home. So, in essence, they're facing the same offense they faced a week ago.
Absolutely, and that is a big advantage coming into any game.
2 weeks of practice against this style of offense. Now Anders can't find the handle.
Well, I mean, how can you find a handle on a ball that's just glistening and so slick like the ball is out there? They're going to put towels over it, and they're going to wipe it, and they're going to try to dry it, but the ball's going to sit there exposed in the rain for a certain amount of time. And watch the official. He's going to hold it as long as he can, but it's raining so hard that as soon as he lets go of it right there, now you can see the water's just going to start to build up, and it's going to get slick.
3rd and 10. Montana 8 out of 21 today. Now he loses it. Able to find it, but that'll bring up 4th down. And the Chiefs have only 1 first down here in the second half, and fans starting to boo here at Arrowhead.
Look at that mud on Joe Montana's helmet. That's a bad sign. If you're the Chiefs, you don't want mud and grass on Joe Montana's helmet. You want him back there looking nice and clean.
Only 81 yards in the air for Montana in this game and 1 interception. Aguiar's been busy. Ready to punt. Johnny Bailey deep for the Rams. Beautiful punt. Bailey from his 15. Gets outside, a flag on the play, as has been par for the course here on kickoff and punt returns.
Yeah, it's going to be blocking in the back by the Rams. And it happened right at the point of the catch, almost at the point of the catch.
It was a 51-yard punt, a 12-yard return, but you have a feeling this is against Los Angeles.
Illegal block in the back. Number 80, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st and 10.
Well, watch it right here on the right of the screen. Watch the block in the back, right there. You see it going by? And that frees up Johnny Bailey, but it costs the Rams 20 yards in field position.
They have it again, leading by 16. Summary so far, we're in the 3rd quarter with 1:17 left. Total yards, Los Angeles out in front. Time of possession, Los Angeles out in front. Joe Montana has been ineffective this afternoon. The Chiefs have had the ball for just about 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Chandler's had a fantastic afternoon.
And Chandler looks fantastic, you're right.
Bettis, even when there's a pileup, he picks up 3.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's such a big guy. He's not supposed to be able to slip through there, but he does. I mean, Jerome Bettis does it all. And, you know, you have Emmitt Smith and you have Barry Sanders, and those guys obviously are great. But I think the thing that in fact, I know the thing that separates Jerome Bettis and sets him apart is the ability to make cuts, to get through gaps, and also to be a power runner.
40 seconds left to play, 3rd quarter. Drayton, the tight end for the Rams, may have jumped too soon.
False start prior to the snap. 84 offense.
You know, when you're pinned down there with your back to your own goal line and you've got a crowd like this that's hungry for something, okay, and then you get a 5-yard penalty, you're injecting life into that crowd. You're giving them something to cheer about, something to rally around.
Sean Gilbert getting ready. The Rams now on 2nd down. Bettis over the middle, and he laid a hit on Mincy and the rest of the secondary.
You know, you talk about Jerome Bettis and you talk about how he has the subtleties of a small running back with his cuts and with slipping through holes. But watch him here. He does 2 things on this play. Watch his hand. He holds the ball with one hand and he uses his other hand to slap down a player. Watch him. He slaps down and then he gets underneath, knocks the guys over like bowling pins.
A big pickup, but a 3rd down coming up for the Rams. And at the end of the 3rd quarter, the score, Los Angeles 16, the Chiefs nothing. Return to Arrowhead after this.
NFL Sunday Ticket.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
3rd down, Los Angeles, 3rd and 3. Bettis, a 1st down Rams, and he's over 100 yards for the day. And right now, they just can't stop Jerome Bettis. Well, when it starts to rain and it starts to get a little sloppy, Tim Green, you have to go to the longer cleats.
Yeah, that's one thing that you can do as a player when it does get sloppy and muddy and grass is flying everywhere. You get to the sideline and you get up on the bench and the equipment guys pull out the wrench and they take those shorter cleats off and they put about a cleat that's about a half-inch longer at the bottom of your foot.
1st and 10 Rams from their own 25. Bettis again. Nothing. Maybe picked up 1, but a pileup leading the charge for Kansas City, Tracy Simeon.
You talk about Jerome Bettis, you know, hitting a crack if it's there, like a small player, like a small running back. But, you know, there was nothing. There was not even a crack on that. That was just a solid wall of Chiefs defenders.
A couple of updates to give you. Leo Goes, x-rays on his left ankle were negative, but he will not return. On defense for the Rams, Roman Pfeiffer, x-rays are being taken on his right elbow. Yet the Rams lead 16-0 and have the football. Now Chandler.
Kansas City That's their first
watches
team timeout.
Kansas City call a timeout. So Kansas City has to take a timeout. 13:35 left fourth quarter, and the Rams are dominating.
Day is brought to you by Porsche. Imagine the thrill of having to commute day after day after day. By Blue Cross Blue Shield. Live long, live well. And by Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this?
A couple of the lesser-known reserves from that championship '69 team here cheering on the Chiefs.
Their shirts probably got so wet, they said, hey, we might as well just go without them. Enjoy the bath.
Second down and the delay to Bettis. He looked at Whitmore, David Whitmore, and then lost his footing.
Yeah, he left a big skid mark there, a big track out there on that grass. You know, you get 245 pounds going in one direction, you put your foot out, and it just rips up the field.
Well, the sun has returned here to Arrowhead Stadium.
Well, watch the skid mark. Here it comes right here. You watch Bettis get his foot out there. Look at that. He made 2 skid marks.
Third and long. Bettis working on Jamison, and he's short of the first down.
What a nice open field tackle by George Jamison.
Pickup of 7, but still 4.5 yards short of the first down, and Landeta in to punt it back to Kansas City. Still better than 12.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. And Joe Montana can't wait to get the football back.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be a dry football. I mean, somebody's looking out for the Chiefs because the sun is out now, and that football is going to be able to stay dry, and Joe Montana's going to be able to throw it.
Line drive punt for Landeta. What an effective punt. Down around the 11. Just better than 12 minutes left for Montana and the Chiefs. They take over just outside their 10, down by 16. First down, Montana and the Chiefs from their own 11. And a handoff to Allen. Big yards. He came up short. He got 8. The rain has let up. The sun is popping out from behind the clouds, and the fans here at Arrowhead hope that as the sun returns, so does the Kansas City offense.
Yeah, and you know, not only is the ball going to be dry, but this field will dry up fast. They put in a great drainage system in here. You know, a lot of the sand and stuff that just runs that water right off. This field will be dry in no time with the sun.
Second and a couple, and Allen out of the backfield. Brought down. He has first down yardage. We move from Kansas City to Hollywood and James Brown.
All right, Joe, well, the rain may have let up there, but Brett Favre has not let up on Tampa Bay as he finds on his third option Ed West, who scores his first touchdown in nearly 3 years. Tampa Bay now has Trent Dilfer in the game, but they trail 23-3 and threatening. Back to you, Joe.
Here it's Kansas City needing a score, and on first down, Montana has all day. Henley all over the receiver, Burton downfield, but the ball was tipped. That's the ruling from the near sideline. The official in the defensive secondary now picks up the flag, and they'll talk it over. If that's a tip ball, the receiver is fair game.
Therefore, there's no defensive pass interference. Second down.
You know, this is the second fortuitous tip that we've seen for the Rams in this football game. Watch it here. The ball, as soon as it's tipped by Henry Rolling, you know, no holds barred. You can do anything you want to that receiver out there, you know, short of a personal foul or a face mask. You can get rough with them.
Second down and 10. The Chiefs have only 2 first downs in the second half. Danon Hughes incomplete.
You know, some days it's not your day, Joe.
Me or him?
Well, you know, both. I mean, Joe Montana has the capability to bring this team back. I mean, you look at the statistics, and even though Chandler has outperformed him so far in every category. Joe Montana is still Joe Montana, but he can't bring them back if the receivers can't bring the ball in.
3rd down and 10. 6 defensive backs into the game for the Rams. On 3rd down, Willie Davis, 1st down. Robert Bailey still talking to Willie Davis, and that dates back to the early 1st quarter.
Yeah, you know, they got something going there, the two of them, and that'll happen during the course of a game. You know, a receiver and a D-back, they'll get talking back and forth, and this is my territory. No, it's mine. And, you know, Davis getting the better of the battle on this play. I think Bailey was upset because it looked like Davis gave him a little bit of a shove right before he broke.
Play action, Montana. On 1st down, he finds Davis again, and a big hit laid on by the safety, Anthony Newman.
Big hit by Newman, but, you know, the crowd likes it because Willie Davis hangs on to it.
And it's a 1st down, Kansas City.
Watch it here. Montana putting it right in there. Davis nice and open, and Newman with the hit. Watch that. Head and shoulders knocks him off of his feet. But Davis says, hey, you see this? I got it.
Davis has had a big day. 5 catches, 75 yards. 1st and 10. Play action again. Wide open in the middle is Burton. There's Pope, but there's another 1st down.
Wow. What a KO hit by Marquez Pope.
Pope looks back in disbelief.
He says, how could anybody hang on to that football after I hit him like this? Look at this, right across the middle. Wham! I mean, his back hit before anything else. Great job by J.J. Burton. Look at that. That's NFL football.
14-yard pickup, a 1st down. Now Allen shakes a tackler. Picked up 8. And all of a sudden, the Kansas City offense is alive.
And not only is the offense alive, the crowd is alive. Can you feel the energy, Joe? Can you feel it shifting and everybody's getting excited? And the Chiefs are, you know, Montana's throwing the ball. His receivers are catching it and hanging on, even if they're getting hit. And Marcus Allen looks like the ghost out there slipping downfield.
Couple of yards short of a 1st down. Over 8 minutes to play, and on 2nd and 2, Montana puts it up and finds Anders. Kimball Anders, a 1st down catch at the 25.
Joe Montana's blood has got to be racing right now. And if you're Joe Montana and you've played for 16 years, I think this is what you love. You love, I mean, you do. You love being down. You love having to come back because it's the highest high in football.
Inside handoff, Kimball Anders on 1st down. He picked up a few over the left side. The crowd wanting this offense to put the ball in the air. There's only 7.5 minutes left, and barring 2 successful 2-point conversions, Kansas City may have to score 3 times.
Yeah, you have to wonder why they're not airing it out. I mean, you've got Montana. The receivers are doing good. The offensive line has been giving him protection. They've got to go to the air.
2nd down and 9. Montana gets rid of it as he is wrapped up by Fred Stokes.
It's how this game all started, Joe. Remember Fred Stokes earlier in the game getting in Montana's face and putting the hit on him, and you're going to see it here again. Stokes just coming right around the outside. John Alt throws him around, and then boom, comes down heavy. He puts that heavy body on Montana.
That'll bring up 3rd and 9. At this stage of the game, you could call this 2-down territory. Out of the backfield, Kimball Anders. 1st down, Kansas City.
You know, we talk about Jerome Bettis being a big back. Kimball Anders is almost the same size, the same height, 5'11", 230 pounds, and you don't expect him to go leaping up through the air to pick up the extra 3 or 4 yards for the first down. Nice athletic move here. Watch it. You see those big guys coming, you think they're going to go down low and barrel you, but watch Kimball right here. Look at him, up and over.
He gets the first down. He checks out. Now they hand to Allen. Not much. The clock continues to run, and the crowd now all over the Chiefs offense.
Well, the crowd doesn't like it because the crowd knows that the Chiefs have got to score, and they're seeing the clock running down, and they're wondering why the Kansas City team is still going to the ground.
Second down now. Under 6 minutes to play, and the Chiefs down by 16. Hughes in motion. Montana intercepted by Pope off the tip. And the Rams have the ball at the 15-yard line after the interception.
You talk about fortuitous tips. This is the third one. And
Montana's pass deflected. Montana's pass intercepted. And the Rams, looking for their second win of the season, are not that far away. Joe Montana so far today has been shut out by the Rams defense. Here's the interception.
Nice alert play by Marquez Pope pulling down the ball.
The Rams keep the ball on the ground and hand it to Bettis. He picks up 1.
You know, Marquez Pope, we've seen him stopping the play, stopping the ball on the run play, coming up, hitting. We see him make a nice interception. He was a defensive back. He was a safety in college. And then when he was drafted by the San Diego Chargers, they moved him to corner. He said he felt challenged, but when he went to the Rams and they put him back at safety, it was like coming home. And he's playing like he's home. I mean, he's just forcing the run, knocking people out, and making interceptions. You know, one of the finer safeties in the league. I really think he's established himself.
The Chiefs spend their second timeout with better than 5.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Marquez Pope has had a big day, and that interception may have done it for the Chiefs in this one. We'll have to wait and find out. Next Sunday, Fox NFL Sunday, a doubleheader. The noon Eastern game. Dallas at Washington, Green Bay and New England, Detroit and Tampa Bay. And then in the second half of the doubleheader, a good one. Philadelphia and the 49ers. Tim and I will be in New Orleans for the Giants and the Saints. Also Minnesota and Arizona, and the Falcons and the Rams. On second down, Bettis still working hard. He's short of the 20. That'll bring up third down for the Rams, and now the Chiefs spend their final timeout here in the second half. Chris Chandler and the Rams having a fun day at Arrowhead. They lead by 16.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, where safety, reliability, performance, and value are never optional.
A stunned crowd here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Joe Montana has had a rough day. In fact, he's being shut out with just under 5.5 minutes left to play. 14 out of 31, 2 interceptions. He's never been shut out in his professional career. On third down, Bettis gets right near the first down marker, may come up a little short, and I believe he did. The Chiefs are going to call for a measurement, and it looks like it's time to punt for the Rams. We'll wait as the officials measure.
You know, for the Chiefs to win this game now, what they've got to do is get the ball back here. They have no timeouts. They've got to drive down and score and then go for 2. And if they can do it, then it's 8-0. Then they're going to have to go for an onside kick. If they do that, then they're going to, and they are successful, then they're going to have to go down, score again, and be successful on a second 2-point conversion to tie it and send it into overtime. So it's looking grim for the Chiefs right now.
Landetta to punt. Danon Hughes back deep for Kansas City. Landeta today a 52.7-yard average. He's had a fantastic afternoon.
He has, and don't think that that hasn't been a big part of the Rams' success, because again, it's been field position, it's been a strong defense, it's been Jerome Bettis on the ground, and it's been Chris Chandler in the air.
Clock running, and now under 5 minutes to play. Taking time off the play clock, which is at 2.
Going for the block.
They come up empty, and Landeta gets into another one. Hughes back inside his 25. Has a blocker, Collins in front of him, and he's driven out of bounds at the 36-yard line. 53-yard punt, 14-yard return. What a day for Sean Landeta. Hey, tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central, check out the sexy 60-minute alternative. I just read the cards. Escape to the action, adventure, and romance of Fortune Hunter. Catch an all-new episode. Followed by The Simpsons tonight, right here on Fox.
You just read them. Who wrote them?
That I can't concern myself with at this point. Under 4:40 to play. Montana again backs up to throw. Anders out of the backfield, gets out of bounds. Kimball Anders picked up 6.
The Rams defense is going to play back. Their secondary is going to play real soft, and they're going to let the Chiefs throw the underneath passes. They're not going to run the ball, so they're going to play soft and make sure that they don't give up the big play. And the Rams defensive line is going to get turned loose. I mean, they are turned loose.
2nd down and 4. No timeouts remaining for Kansas City. Over the middle, caught. 1st down catch. J.J. Burden. He picked up 11.
Ironically, the last time the Chiefs were shut out at home, it was against the Rams in 1985.
Another 1st down catch.
1st down catch, but the ball is still in play. The clock is running.
J.J. Burden with the last 2 receptions. That one good for 12. Joe Montana has never lost as a Chiefs starter here at Arrowhead Stadium. Keith Cash, the ball stays in play, and the clock continues to run. And again, the Chiefs, no timeouts remaining. I want to add to another point. While Joe Montana has never been shut out in his professional career, and obviously most of that was San Francisco, the Chiefs were shut out one time last year, but that was with David Craig as the quarterback. So just an unbelievable afternoon today by the Rams defense.
Absolutely, and really an overall effort. I mean, the defensive line putting some heat on Joe, disrupting his rhythm, and the secondary, you know, really with excellent coverage on the receivers. And then when the receivers have caught the ball, they've really punished them. I mean, Marquez, Pope, and Anthony Newman have really stepped up and smacked those receivers when they catch the ball.
3rd down and 3. Montana airs it out over the middle, intercepted again. Keith Lyle with the interception in the end zone. 3rd of the day by the Rams defense. And like a chain reaction with that interception, the fans head for the exits.
They really did. I mean, they're just breaking for daylight. Watch it here. Nice coverage by the Rams. Again, they're playing deep. They're playing deep, and Joe throws the ball deep, and Lyle just pulls it down.
It's just been that kind of day. Montana hit by the flu bug yesterday, was injected with fluids this morning to try to help him pick up his energy level, and it's just not there this afternoon. Bettis over the right side picked up a few.
Well, you know, you can talk about Joe Montana and not feeling well, but I don't think that that's what you want to talk about on this game, or you want to look to as the reason. The reason the Chiefs are losing the game today is because the Rams are winning. And I mean, the Rams have really done everything well. They have not turned the ball over. They controlled the ground game. Jerome Bettis over 100 yards. And then remember, earlier we said Chris Chandler needed to complete some passes. He did.
Second down here for the Rams. Bettis again. He stopped a couple of yards short of the first down. That'll bring up third down. At the end of today's contest, Tim and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game. We have many to choose from.
Well, many Los Angeles Rams. And, you know, Jerome Bettis, you look at him and you got to think of him, and you got to think of Chris Chandler, and boy, Fred Stokes. I mean, he's been an important factor in this game as well.
That'll be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Fourth quarter, Arrowhead Stadium. 2 minutes left, and the Rams about to pick up their second win of the year and hand Kansas City their first defeat. When they review the team films this upcoming week, the front four for the Rams, they will be applauded.
Well, that's right. You see the big numbers by Sean Gilbert, 5 tackles and 1 sack. And, you know, a fine day for him and getting himself onto the sack chart. And then you looked at Fred Stokes and you saw 0 tackles, 0 sacks. That doesn't mean anything. Fred Stokes has had a fine football game. He's put the hit on Joe Montana 3 times, 2 times early in the game, 1 time late, all at important times. So Fred Stokes doing his part as well.
Third down and 3. Bettis again. First down Rams, and that'll do it. Jerome Bettis with another fantastic afternoon. And you and I were talking this week, Tim. You can talk about a lot of backs in the National Football League, but there is no one that can do what Jerome Bettis can do on a field.
Absolutely not. He can run fast. He can make nice moves. He can run heavy and run hard. Look at him. He's pounding his chest and saying, yeah, that's me. I'm the guy here today. I own this place. And, you know, nothing could be better again. The weather got a little sloppy and had to turn it into a ground game. It was really a perfect day for the Los Angeles Rams. You know, when you think about the Chiefs, Marty Schottenheimer told us yesterday that he was more concerned with what the Chiefs were going to do against their AFC opponents. They finished up their stretch of 4 NFC teams in a row. And, you know, maybe this is a good reality check for the Chiefs going into their regular schedule.
The Los Angeles Rams were well prepared today. And that defense stepped it up. And how about the offense led by Chris Chandler stepping in for the injured Chris Miller. And we have a feeling Chris Chandler might line up at quarterback again next week, no matter what happens health-wise.
Well, you have to love what Chris Chandler's done for this team today. Again, we said it at the beginning. The Rams needed to establish the passing game to complement Jerome Bettis and the run game. They did it today.
That'll be the final snap of the day, and this game is presented by the authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Kansas City Chiefs and the National Football League is prohibited. The Chiefs are not going to want you to copy this game. An unbelievable day here at Arrowhead Stadium. The Kansas City Chiefs are shut out by the Rams, Chris Chandler, and that defense. And there is our Miller Lite player of the game, Chris Chandler.
Now, what just a great job by Chris Chandler. All the eyes, of course, focus on Joe Montana and what an exceptional quarterback he is. But today belonged to Chris Chandler because he was the guy completing the balls, getting the touchdowns, and no interceptions.
This day belongs to the Los Angeles Rams, and the Chiefs suffer their first defeat of the season. That's the end of the game with our final score. Los Angeles 16, Kansas City nothing. Coming up next, the NASDAQ post-game report. Good evening, everyone.